Alright, so title of this video is going to be a very important one. It's going to be called I Survived Human Cloning. And I know it's going to sound real ridiculous, but I think if you stumbled upon this video, you're going to really want to see it, because it's going to be, should be, one of the most important videos you'll pretty much ever see. I would be very surprised if you, not very many videos on YouTube probably going to be more important than this, so you may as well pay attention here. So, in the conspiracy theory realm, you often have a lot of people talking about human cloning, and you have various different kind of thoughts on it. You have some people who come at it from a Donald Marshall kind of standpoint, and basically they come at it like the Illuminati clones certain people, and basically it's the Vril doing it or something like that, and they have these cloning centers where they talk to people in their dreams, and a lot of it's based off of technology, and like the Vril, or like, I guess, these like weird reptilian things or whatever. You have that kind of thing, and then you have people who think it's more like a Yahweh rules type of cloning, where basically, I guess, fallen angels and demons are cloning large amounts of people under the ground and under the ocean, and putting them upon the earth. And these clones are also transsexual, right? And some of these clones were always clones, and some of them were real humans at one point, but they lost their souls and they got replaced. Okay? Well, from what I can see, I'm coming at it from the Yahweh rules perspective. That is, I think a lot of people were always clones in this world, not just in Hollywood, because they're all clones in Hollywood, and in the politicians, the media, all of them, the industry, they're all clones, right? But, not only are they clones, but they're also transsexuals as well. And I've talked about that in a lot of my videos. Basically, you need to learn human anatomy, because this is Satan's world. And when Satan places a clone upon the earth, he isn't just going to do it with a regular man or a regular woman. He's going to turn that regular man or woman into a transsexual. And some of the ways you can tell, basically these clone trannies, if you haven't been taught how to tell, you're not really going to be able to tell. So there are a few things you can look for that will help you tell whether or not someone is a clone transsexual, basically a hermaphrodite. And if you look at a real male in his hands, his ring finger should be longer than his trigger finger, alright? A real man is, I don't know if you can see it so much. A real man is going to have a sloping forehead, okay? A real man is going to have a brow bone. Their eyes are going to be set further back in their skull, away from their brow bone right here. A real man is going to have width in his chin. It's not going to be a narrow chin. A real man is going to have a jawline that's more like it's more wide. It's not so narrow. It's more like a U. It's not so much like a V. It's more like a boxy kind of shape. A real man is going to have prominent cheekbones. He's going to have space between his eyes, a thick nose, a brow bone, and many other different kind of factors that I've went over in a lot of my other videos. And for women, it's going to be the opposite. So basically, when you look at these traits and you use them and you compare them to all of the Hollywood celebrities, all of the Hollywood celebrities have facial features and body features that are the opposite gender that they portray. In other words, if the celebrity looks like a man, when you really get to the atomical level, his facial features and his body structure will actually be that of a female. And if a celebrity looks like a woman, her facial features and bodily features are actually going to be that of a male. So a female celebrity is going to have far apart eyes, they're going to have broad shoulders, manly hands, a wide face, and a male celebrity is going to have, a narrow face, narrow chin, a V-shaped jawline instead of a U jawline, close together eyes, feminine hands. They're going to have a lot of curve in their waist and things, okay? That's kind of the difference there. So these clones that Satan is producing, they're not only they're not only clones, but they're also transsexual as well. And some of them were always clones, but some of them used to be human, but then they got replaced with a clone. And I think I survived a replacement attempt. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Probably all my life I've been interested in conspiracy theories and things like that. Pretty much all my life. And, it's always been a part of me that I've followed to varying levels over the course of my life. But I didn't really start getting interested in the Illuminati per se until around 2014. And so 2014, I stumbled across a lot of information, suggesting aliens were actually demons, and blacks and Negroes were the real Jews, and the Illuminati was a devil-worshipping cult, basically, and stuff like that. And I came across a lot of that information around 2014, and it got me to take my research to another level, and it got me to take my spirituality in a lot of aspects to another level. Because before that, for a couple of years, I had technically been a Christian, but I really didn't ever pray. I never really, read the Bible, studied. I never really did anything. I just kind of knew that God and Christ were real, and they had power over demon spirits because of I had sleep paralysis experiences, which led me to know that for sure. But at any rate, end of 2014, 2015, I'm coming across a lot of different information, and I'm feeling really good about myself, and I'm feeling kind of high on myself, right? Well, at any rate, one night I have a dream, and in my dream I come across this entity. Now, this entity, I don't know if you're familiar with anime, but basically in this anime called Naruto, there's something that's called the Eight Tails, and it basically looks like a hybrid between a bull and an octopus. And really this thing is like a demon, but it just calls itself like a chakra entity or a chakra monster or a tailed beast or whatever. But really it's a demonic kind of thing. But, at any rate, for some reason, I'm in this dream of mine, and I come across this entity or whatever. Now, at this point, it's like 2015, early-ish maybe 2015. I'm thinking, well, a dream is just a dream. Like, it doesn't matter what I do or what I say in a dream, because it's just a dream, okay? So I'm interacting with this, thing, which is really like a demon. And I don't think it really ever spoke to me. I was the one speaking to it, I think. And, I'm talking with it, I guess, and maybe I'm in its hand, or I'm standing close to its face or whatever, and basically I ask it, if I could just have a little bit of your power, or if you could share some of your power with me, that'd be neat. Something to that effect. Because I'm thinking, well, it's just a dream. Like, I'm just gonna pretend like I'm in the anime or whatever. Because it's just a dream, right? There's no harm that could come from it. And then the thing just kind of looks at me. And like that instant, almost that instant, it's like something latched onto my stomach. And I don't know if you've ever had a vacuum hose and you've ever put it to your stomach, but it was kind of like that, except it was far worse than any kind of normal vacuum hose I've ever done. And it felt like it was ripping. It felt like it was grabbing me, but it wasn't grabbing my skin. It felt like it was grabbing my very soul from the inside, and it was pulling it away. It was like trying to rip it out. Now, I have had a lot of sleep paralysis experiences, and I've had a lot of weird things happen to me over the course of my life. And so something like that wasn't, too weird, but this was way different from any of that. This was like, I could tell my life was in danger. I knew that it was trying to pull my soul from right up out of my body, and I was sleeping on my stomach, so it was like this hose or whatever came from underneath the ground or something, and it was just pulling at my soul. And I could tell that if it yanked my soul out, I was done. Like, that was it. I was gone. I was done. And I'm twisting in agony, writhing on my bed, like making all these kind of squealing noises, because it was the worst kind of pain I ever really felt. And also I knew what was happening. Like, I knew my soul was being pulled from my body. I just knew it. And I don't know if I said this or if I just thought it, but it was more along the lines of, Jesus, help me, please. It was something to that effect, or forgive me, I'm sorry, something like that, and it stopped, right? And after it stopped, I'm just kind of laying there for a couple moments. I'm starting to cry and stuff like that. And, I'm wondering if I did something that I couldn't take back, I was wondering if I had actually lost my soul right there. That's what I was actually wondering. And I really didn't know. I really did not know if I had just lost my soul right there on the spot. And, I gotta go to work in like, I had to go to work in like a few minutes, actually. This was right before I was supposed to go to work. And, so I go in my bathroom to take a shower, to get ready. And, I turn off the lights in the bathroom. I open the curtain, and I'm just kind of like, if I don't have a chance for salvation, God just sent something right here to just get me right now, because I didn't want to, keep living, my life if I had no chance, of salvation right there. If I had just already lost my soul right there, you know what I mean? I didn't want to just keep living. So, I'm taking a shower in the dark, expecting to see some glowing red eyes or something come and get me or whatever. And I'm just waiting for it, and I'm just kind of taking a shower in pitch black, just wondering, whatever, and nothing happened. So after a while, I get out of the shower, I get dressed, get ready to go to work, whatever. But the whole time, I felt like this burning in my stomach. And the burning was just there. And it was just like this burning sensation. Like, that was just still there on my stomach. And, that's kind of an interesting point. Because when I was younger, I used to always sleep on my stomach. Because if I slept on my back, it would be like things would mess with my stomach. And, I'm kind of thinking with spiritual entities, it's easier maybe for them to mess with you or to get inside of you or whatever through your stomach than it is through your back or through other parts of you. And maybe that has to do with your bones. Maybe your bones protect you to some degree. And because your stomach's like a weak spot, maybe that's just easier for them. I'm not too sure, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. But at any rate, I'm, I'm driving to work, and, I'm listening to the book of Hebrews on my way to work, and I had a long drive to work at that time, and I was kind of crying a little bit, and I was listening to the book of Hebrews. I pretty much listened to the whole thing, and it was really comforting at the time. And I came to the conclusion that I didn't lose my soul, but I came awfully close. And at that time, I knew that if that happened to me, there were other people that happened to, and they weren't so lucky. They had their souls pulled. And, it makes you think of Freddy Krueger, right? When does Freddy Krueger, kill people? He kills them in their dreams, right? Because I think it might be easier to take someone's soul when they're dreaming or at night or something like that. Because, spiritually speaking, they maybe aren't so as attached to this world as they are when they're awake, and things like that. And also, invasion of the body snatchers. When do people have their body snatched? Well, they have their body snatched when they go to sleep, right? Or even, especially, who's the king of all this? Oh, it's Christ, of course. And so when you look at Christ, what did he say? He said that an enemy has done this, has sowed amongst the wheat, right? Now, when did the enemy sow tares amongst the wheat? They did it at night when they were sleeping, okay? That's when the enemy came in and put tares amongst the wheat. Now, who are the tares? The tares are these soulless people who are operating on the earth. They're clones. They are the tares. Who are the wheat? The wheat are just real humans who have a soul. Now, again, the enemy sowed the tares when the husbandmen were sleeping, okay? So there's a lot to do with dreams at night when you're sleeping that just make it easier for these, satanic entities to mess with you, to even take your soul at night, okay? And I think that almost happened to me. And, really, this video, I probably should have made it a lot earlier. Who knows if it might have helped someone, maybe keep their soul. But I'm making it now. I hope it can help at least a few real humans. If there are even any real humans who look at this channel or this video, I don't know. No one really seems to. If you're a real human, I don't see why you don't comment on stuff like this. I don't see why you don't make videos on stuff like this. There's nothing really more important than this right now on the earth. If you're a real human, this is like, mankind is being, human beings are being driven to the brink of extinction through this cloning thing, and no one really seems to want to talk about it or something. I don't know. Real humans are less than 10% of the population. I don't know what they are. They're like, real humans are less than, they're less than 10%. They could be less than 5. They might even be less than 1. I don't know. There aren't very many real humans left on the face of the earth, I don't think. But, it would help if maybe someone would want to just come out and talk with this a little bit more, like I do. But no one really seems to be interested in that. It just kind of is what it is. I don't really know what's up with that. But at any rate, humans are having their souls snatched up out of them, and I think I survived the attempt. And from my video and from how no one else is talking about it, I might be one of the few rare humans who actually survived a soul snatching attempt. And I've made another video in the past talking about my encounter with the soul stealing entity or whatever, so I may have survived too, I don't know. But at any rate, that's why they tell you to say your prayers at night, if I shall die before I wake and stuff like that, because that stuff is real, man. That stuff is very real. I don't know how you guys pray, but when I pray, I just kind of lay on the ground and I just kind of think of the worst sins that I do, which is not even what I do, but what I think in my mind. I think of the worst things that I think in my mind, and I just ask over and over for Christ to forgive me. And that's, when I do that, it's like I purge a sort of negativity inside of me. And I think that's how a lot of this cloning stuff works. Basically, over the course of your life, and your thoughts, you build so much negative energy inside of you, and you just build it and build it. And the only way to really release that is by praying to Christ. And when you don't, and it just builds up to a certain point, a demon, a satanic entity, a fallen angel or whatever, can pretty much come along and take your soul from out of your body. And that's it. You're done. And so, every day, and especially every night before you go to bed, you ought to just sit. You ought to just lie on the ground maybe, for a couple minutes and just pray repetitively about whatever your worst sin was that you thought, not even that you did, but that you thought, and just do it over and over again until you can literally feel the evil from you escaping. And that's how you really pray. And if that's not, how you're praying, then, you really need, if you can't literally feel, negative energy leaving you when you pray, you really got to step it up. Because when you build enough of that negative energy, these satanic spirits can take your soul. So, that's just a little warning, I guess. And people really ought to be aware of these kind of things, because it's happening. And it's happened. If you're still a human right now watching this video, you're very lucky, because a lot of the humans you grew up with and that you've known, they've already had their souls taken. And maybe you could have yours taken tonight. Maybe I could have mine taken tonight. You never know. But, it's something you need to be worried about, because it's going on. And that's what this human cloning stuff with the Illuminati is all about. Basically, human beings losing their souls over the course of their lifetimes. And, I'll make a separate video on, how old people are or how young people are when they lose their souls most of the time. But yeah, I think I've survived an attempt at human cloning, maybe two. And so I'm just here to kind of let you guys know what's really going on out here. And, do with this video as you will, I don't really want to say that. That kind of sounds satanic. But you know what I mean. Take this information, and I hope you guys really can use it for good. I hope you improve your prayers to Christ in such a way that He protects you and that you can feel the negativity leaving your body. And I think that's something you need to do every night, every day even. And that's how you're going to be able to survive what's going on out here, which is, so many people in this world, being replaced with clones, with demons and fallen angels that pretend to be human. It's real out here, and it's really bad. But take it for what it is. Take it for what it's worth. And I'm pretty sure this is the only video of its kind coming from an actual human who isn't a clone. So, take it for what it is. Well, anyway, I hope you liked my video. I hadn't made one in a while. But, I'm a real person. Sometimes I just don't make videos for a bit. But I think it's a very important video. So if you're wondering, why are there so many weird people in the world these days? Why are there so many trannies in the world these days? Why are so many people looking the same these days with the same kind of faces, and you see the same people everywhere you go? Well, it's because they're clones. And it's because real humans are being turned into clones. And if you don't protect yourself from negativity with Christ, you might be next. So, to all my real humans out there, I love all you guys, and stay safe. And I hope you pray to Christ and ask for protection and deliverance in these crazy times, in this crazy satanic world. Anyway, that's my video. See you guys later.